kind of distance relationship. How could a person get to know that person just by having a phone conversation? I mean that I want to know the basic kind of question that I can ask towards that person so that I can have a kind of clarity about him. I mean, of course, I know, regular conversations, but to go deeper and ask more questions if I have like kind of doubts. Are there kinds of ways to know better that person without like going further in that conversation?
I don't really know what you're asking me, to be honest with you, but I'm gonna try to make sense of what you just said. Um, so you is this a long distance relationship?
Yes.
Have you met the person before in person?
Mm, yes, but it was like for a while. We didn't plan to meet again, but we met again through our contact.
So
But
you have met them in
that time
person.
we met was like very very quiet, like one day, in person. Then we couldn't meet again.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you, love. I really can't make out what you're saying. English is very broken. So,
Okay.
what are you trying to find out? What are you trying to avoid?
What I'm trying to find is like how can I get to know this person more in depth, like is it better to meet again in person, like by going to his his place or to let him come to my place, or are there ways to have a conversation of like asking some questions, yeah.
You're going to get all your data from time spent with the person, not from asking a bunch of questions. Because people can lie to you. They have that
Yeah.
ability to lie. So there's no magical question you can ask someone to get certainty around their intentions.
So some must to have physical contact and have time together.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
No problem, love. Best of luck to you. All right. All right. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Mr. Nelly.
What can I do for you? All right. Good stuff, Danny. We're judging off the accent now. That's what I'm talking about. Judging off coming here with a thick accent, got to get going. Danny says, because he already know what time it is. He know you don't have a question. You're not serious. You can almost tell from the high if they have a question. It's at the extremes. If the high is too energetic, they don't have a question. If the high is too low in energy, they also don't have a question. You need that middle high, that middle one that you know there's a question coming. We're noticing a pattern. What advice you got for guys who are always on the bench, never in the game? What do you mean by that? This is why I tell y'all to call in, because I don't even know what that means. In what way are they in the bench? When you ask a question, I'm going to have like 6 more questions for you to answer to get more clarity. So asking the question in the chat, it's not going to do it. It's best to call in. Okay? Hello? Hello? All right. Taking too long to respond. Go on. Hey man, I was in the club. I did a really cringe move. I'm embarrassed as fuck. Do you have to overcome have to overcome what, man? I see asking your question in the chat is becoming an IQ test. Cause something y'all say things, I'm like, pretend it's your first time reading that. How would you respond? Do you think it would make sense to you if that was your first time reading what you wrote? Okay. I don't really trust either person in the queue right now, to be honest with you. I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna try it though. We're gonna try it. There's also a phenotype I'm getting accustomed to. Hello.
Hello.
Nope. Gotta go. Tell by your voice you won't up to no good. Let's try this one. Hello.
Hello.
Yep, same thing here. Sabina, shut the hell up. I don't care. I'm not going to acknowledge your call at all now because you keep saying it in the chat. So now I am proactively ignoring you because you're being annoying now. You didn't answer my question. Oh, he's not seeing my question. Now I'm definitely not. I'm blind to that shit now. Stevie Wonder to your question now, for sure. I don't care what you're asking. Come here with that whine and shit. Sometimes y'all's question tells them what your problem is. Sometimes people say dumb shit, so I'm like, okay, well, you're stupid. That's what your problem is. Other times people are just annoying with their question. So then it's like, okay, well, you're annoying. So that's what your problem is. I'm sure that connects to your dating and relationship life. But for people who have good questions, you're welcome. Who can be normal, not weird, just normal, chill. Y'all can ask questions. We can have a good time. We can have a good show, right? We're going to try this one again because I think Shorty does have a question, but she has to get to it. Hello.
Hi, hello.
Hi. What's your question, love?
Yes, I wanted to ask a question. How do you deal with a narcissist?
A narcissist?
Yes, and then a misogynist at the same time.
You leave them alone.
Even when you do, you keep finding yourself going back.
Okay, well
So
then,
what do you do special?
well then that's your problem. Why are you going back?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
So what do I do? Like, what do you advise I do?
You stop going back. If somebody was poisoning your food, would you keep putting orders in?
That's the thing. You know when they said you want to say no, but then the heart keeps saying yes.
You got a bad heart. But you just said this person is a narcissist and a misogynist. So they hate women and they only care about themselves. What is wrong with your heart?
Well,
Oh, you gotta stop going back to that. I don't have a magical solution for you, love. Nobody does. It's like, do you love yourself or not? It sounds like no.
and then is it a bad thing to
Yep.
always be attracted, or men are attracted to the bad ones are attracted to we the good ones? Is it a crime? Does it
That's
have
not. You're not.
have any
You're not.
implication?
You're not good. This isn't a good or bad thing. This is a whatever your name is doesn't love herself thing.
Okay, because I get to attract men like that. I don't know why.
You don't attract men like
Is it
that.
is it
You choose.
narcissist
You
or is it
choose.
misogynist?
You choose men like that. You don't attract men like that. You're not magically attracting narcissists to you. You're choosing people like that because you don't love yourself. So you are your own antagonist.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you gotta deal with that, love. I don't have a magical solution for you. Just stop it. If I had like a spray bottle, I would spray you like a cat, like water. No, no, that's what I would do to you, and you might gotta do that to yourself. Okay.
I have to start saying no even when when the heart says yes.
Right. Right. But I wish you the best, love. Okay. You take care.
Oh, thank you, love.
She's not going anywhere. Come on. She's not leaving, right? Narcissist, misogynist. Keeps getting worse and worse. Yeah, you're cooked. Yeah, you're cooked. He's having a field day. Having a field day with that one. Whoa. What do you expect me to do? Dun 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 dun. Hey, stop being mean to that lady, mister. Just like SAH, save a hoe. It's SAH logo. Save a hoe. I got my cape on. Dun, dun, dun. You leave her heart alone. That's a good person, you narcissist. What am I supposed to do? You just gotta stop. This is like a Mario Princess Peach situation. How you keep ending up with Bowser? How you keep ending up with Bowser? At a certain point, I'm thinking Bowser ain't kidnapping you no more. I'm thinking you like Bowser. I'm thinking you a big fan of turtles. You like turtles. At this point. I don't know, man. I don't know. Sometimes y'all don't need advice. You need prayer. Okay? Get a little prayer circle going. You feel me? It's the only thing that's going to help you, unfortunately. I have one. He says, I'm into you. I like being around you. He calls all the time. Text. What's the what? You just gave up on asking your question? What's the problem? I don't know. You didn't say a problem yet. I don't think you read. Okay, did you proofread that? Yeah, come up. So let's talk about it. Hello.
How you doing? Okay. So I guess my question is, can you hear me? I'm in Florida on the terrace
Okay.
for Mother's Day.
Nice.
So he says he's into me, I'm into him. We talk, we text all the time. Like, so as a guy, I'm trying to find out, what do you think the real issue is?
You still haven't said an issue yet. You just said he's into me, I'm into him. We call and text all the time.
No, because I kind of asked. I was like, so it's been going on for about 90 days. So I kind of asked, like, I shared, I really like you, blah, blah, blah. But he was saying, I don't want to get serious right now. So I want to know from your perspective, what do you believe the problem really is? Is there a wall? Maybe did someone hurt him? Or I'm fresh out here. I was married, and now I'm out here dating.
Gotcha. Okay. It doesn't matter what the problem is. He's telling you the result of the problem, which is that he's not emotionally available.
Okay.
Right. That's it. So you just have to leave him alone. If you want something serious, then this isn't the person for you.
No, I don't know why, but I can't hear you. Say it one more time.
I said, if you want something serious, this isn't the person for you. You got it? All right, love. You're muted, but all right. All right, you take care, dear. I don't think she knew she was muted. I'll tell you, when I first saw it, all I could think of was crispy chicken, fresh lettuce. That Mary J. Blige shit. She got the auntie haircut, right? Looks good. Auntie, though. Looks great. Made me immediately think of Mary J. Blige. Immediately. Looks good, though. So, yeah, this ain't the one for you, love. You're going to have to find somebody else. Like, yeah, he has walls up. That don't mean you have to get your sledgehammer and break them down. That's not going to work. You have to just get somebody else. Just get somebody else. Immediately. All right. A pixie cut seems like your type. Well, let's not get too hasty there, Maya. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, huh? I haven't really done short hair, to be honest with you. No, there was a bald head chick I did at one time. She wasn't bald. Her shit was cut real close. It was cut real close. I just wanted to change the pace. So let's shake shit up. I got somebody bald headed. But normally, women that they have long hair. Typically, like really long sometimes. All right. Who else do we got? I think that caller dropped. Again, people, if you have a question pertaining to dating or relationships, you can come up. I'll solve your issue. You can also drop your question in the chat. I will try to answer it there. Callers get first priority, though. They also get better answers to their questions. Okay? I don't know about this one. We're going to see, though. Hello?
Hello?
Nope. Already whispering. Don't like it. And when the call starts off like a secret, like you under the bed hiding from Joe Jackson, we got to just go ahead and end that. No good can come from it. No good can come from it. I just saw the Michael movie. It was good. I like it. Rushi, no, they don't. Not like that. That's a pattern we've established. The very low voices, always some bullshit. Always some BS. She might be sick. Nah, it's making me sick. Shit contagious because I'm sick now. I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of this shit. You hear me? Huh? Let's get some real callers up here. Let's get some real callers. Sound like they be hiding from their husband. Right. Yeah, I remember that old white lady called in one time. Her husband, he was on the phone cracking knuckles. I was like, oh shit. Are you too old to get beat on? I think Shorty was in her 60s. You would think the beating stopped by it. Like he would tucker himself out by that age. Nope. It's George Foreman still throwing haymakers. Why when I lock eyes with a woman in public, they start fixing their hair or clothes? I don't think that happens, Sam. I don't think that happens to you, to be honest with you. Something tells me that does not happen to you, Sammy boy. Well, suppose it happens. But he immediately switched up and said, "Well, suppose it happens. Hypothetically, it happens. What does that mean?" I don't get you people sometimes, bro. I don't get it. I don't get it. But I do like that response though. That was a good switch up. I do like that saying. You're good in my book. You're good in my book. It was like, you got me. You got me. Hypothetically though, what does that mean? Talk to me. Can I get a match today? No, but you can get blocked. You probably weren't betting for that, but you can definitely get blocked. I'll give you something. That's a block. Okay, we'll try this one again. Sure, they keep requesting and dropping. What's going on? Okay, there we go. Hello. 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 Goodbye. We'll get somebody eventually. I'm about to start inviting people. Inviting some of the lurkers up. We'll just have a conversation, you know? Don't be scared. We'll just have a conversation. I had to translate their comments. I think they were trolling. Who was trolling? They need to move that request button elsewhere. Rushi, I've been in a number of lives. I've never accidentally hit it. Who was trolling? The woman who just called in? You didn't say anything? Or somebody in the chat? Again, people, if you have a question or a problem pertaining to dating and relationships, you can request up. I'll solve your issue. You can also drop your question in the chat. Okay, yeah, the caller. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I've accepted that some of y'all hit the button by accident. Yeah, Roosh, you got them big thumbs. Or big feet. It could be on the floor. You can just step on it. You got big feet, Roosh? You got big feet? Tell me when. Really? 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 Okay, I'm gonna start over. Y'all seen that New Girl? He was like, tell me when. South Shore sneaker. Okay, all right. Nice little petite feet. Little petite feet. Okay. You ain't got no Meg Thee Stallions. You think social media wrecked the dating scene? It certainly did have a negative impact for sure. But it's like the Matthew principle, bro. It's like the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. People who win, who have won historically, are really winning right now. And people who have lost historically are really losing right now. The middle class is disappearing. It's the same thing that's happening economically, right? People are clustering at the extremes. It's the have and the have-nots, right? So it's like feast or famine. People who are doing well are doing really well, men specifically, and the ones who are not are doing extremely poorly. But if you're on the winning team, life couldn't be better. Unless you want something serious, in which case it's also quite challenging considering how skittish a lot of women are. Danny says define really well. Danny, where would you put yourself on that feast or famine spectrum? When I say like the feast or famine, I mean like the guys who are really well positioned, if they wanted to, like 6 dates a week, if not more, they really wanted to with like different people. Six on the upper end, 3 on the lower end. Now, if you want relationships, different story. That's hard for everyone. 6 dates a week is diabolical. You ain't got other shit to do. I'm with you. But you know, when people are on dating apps, that ain't really, that's light work. That's not hard. On a dating app, So would you say a strong relationship is feast? I mean, like for single people. I'm not even considering you if you are like in a relationship. You know, Danny Boy, what's happening?
Hey, what's up? Figured I'd hop up while we're waiting on normal people to call in.
My man.
Given the parameters you have for really well, I guess I haven't missed any meals, but definitely not gorging the way social media makes it out to be.
Right. Not missing any meals. Okay. So you're in the feast side of the equation. But like you said, it's finding something serious is difficult.
Yeah, I'd say I'm in the top 20 for sure. Top 20%.
So
for sure.
wouldn't
really categorize myself as a top 10% kind of person.
Where do you feel like you're gapped?
I mean, there's always more that can be done with like the low-hanging fruits, bringing more spark in the right ways.
Well, here's the thing: is if you're able to, so we got to treat this shit like the theory of constraints, right?
Yeah.
So you want to look at it, the theory of constraints means that like the output of a system is constrained by its bottleneck. So you can make a myriad of different adjustments and improvements. Like this Michael Jackson joke, what have I got? My son was wearing this today at the movies. You can make a lot. Let's say, for instance, like you are a track athlete, right?
Right.
And your Achilles is like injured, but you're doing you're buying like better sneakers. You're stretching differently. You have like toe spreaders. You're strengthening your calf muscle. You're strengthening your quads, right? You're doing all these random improvements, but you're not addressing the actual thing that's holding you back, which is your Achilles problem. People, when they have a problem, they tend to just throw a lot of shit at it, but they're not addressing the actual, like they'll improve random things. It'll be the guy who has a born personality, but he's in the gym getting bigger shoulders. Those bigger shoulders is not addressing his sticking point. So you have to identify the sticking point and then relieve the bottleneck, right? There's a good book on this called The Goal. Talks about the theory of constraints.
That makes a lot of sense. If that's the case, then chances are my main bottleneck's probably going to be positioning, putting myself in the right static environments and leaning on my strengths more.
Why do you say that?
Like, for example, right now I'm hosting the speed dating event, but I'd probably get more value if I transition, which is why I'm working on transitioning into something more open or niche in the right ways, not in the wrong ways, right? Like niche as in things I'm interested in, like the paddle boarding or the rugby or even like board games or anything like that, as opposed to doing something like the wrong niche, like doing like a speed dating event where you only have like a small handful of people that come together every time, focusing on something that can actually grow and expand socially.
Okay, so why are you even identifying a static environment as the solution to your problem?
Just kind of spitballing here. I did book my call with you officially,
When?
and I have that scheduled. So that's going to be.
Okay, that was you. I had hella people scheduled today.
Yeah.
I had hella people scheduled today.
Yeah, I booked it for next week. So I imagine we can get into the weeds, and actually part
Yeah.
of what I wrote there was identifying what I need to work on.
Gotcha.
Because I think I'm at a point where, kind of like you said, I'm handling a lot of things, but there's clearly something that I can do that I'm not aware of. You know, sometimes we're not aware of what we're not aware of.
Right.
So I
Right.
feel like that's where you will help me a lot
Sure. Yeah.
to situate that.
Absolutely. Yeah, we can go deeper into it, but yeah, you probably optimize in terms of like a one-to-one conversation thing. There may be some room for improvement when it comes to discerning women who have capacity, making wise choices in the women that you deal with, and orienting yourself towards a tier one connection. That was a problem that I had. I wasn't oriented towards a tier one connection. I was like tier one, tier two. I had my foot in like the tier one pond, but I also would entertain tier two, and it had me entertain people who I knew did not have real long term viability, but I wanted to enjoy them.
Yeah, I can resonate with that. I think part of me is like trying to learn to understand what is tier one, tier two. You know, being conscientious of what exactly I need to be looking for.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of like you said, you know, that was kind of the issue I had with the previous connection, which was, you know, entertaining it too long, even though I already knew this wouldn't be viable long term, and even entertaining it long term and finding out she lied. You know, learning when to walk away when I need to walk away from situations.
Right. Yeah, I would say, well, let me not reveal too much information here. Also, when I did it last year, it was like tier two for sure. It was tier two for sure. And I knew it, but I was like, so what?
There's that, and I do feel like one of my Achilles heels is conflating people that have really high aptitudes for high development. They're not the same thing.
Right. That's a great call out.
Yeah.
Maya said she must have been
I feel like I'm
bad.
very
Maya,
attracted to
Maya,
women with
let me tell you something,
high
Maya.
aptitudes in certain things.
Maya, they're all bad. Some are badder than others. Some are more bad. They're all bad, Maya. But this one was definitely, that was an outlier in badness. So yes, I did not use my usual discernment when it comes to whom I deal with. Okay. So back to you, Danny. That is a great call out. The distinction between development and what was the other word you used?
I just said high aptitude.
High aptitude and development. So you're saying, okay, this person's intellectually stimulating. You know that they do have the capacity, the intellectual capacity to be developed.
Yeah.
There's IQ. Go ahead.
I'm a sucker for like a cutie patootie that's like really engaging.
Right.
Really intelligent, passionate about something.
Do you find, and you know what? Okay, so what you're saying is you like women who are stimulating.
Yeah.
Okay, a couple of things here. One, that selects for avoidantly attached women.
As I've learned the hard way.
I'm telling you, especially when we say intellectually stimulating, it does. It's not saying that anxious women or secure women can't be intellectually stimulating. That's obviously not the case. It just means that you're going to find a lot more avoidantly attached women who are like that, because them being disconnected from their emotions means they automatically are in their heads.
Yeah.
And living in your head for a long time is like creates a intellectually stimulating personality.
Right.
But a person who's stimulating in general, it correlates with trauma.
Yeah. I feel like, and kind of even thinking about your stages over the years, like I can actually go back and kind of softly map when I was seeing like stage 1 women and when I transitioned into the more stage 2. I don't know if I've met any stage 3s yet, but I can actually, the more I understand your system, the more I can actually kind of see where my growth and trajectory has been over the last 3-4-ish years with people I've met. But yeah, I do agree. Like, I think I've noticed very stimulating people do correlate with some form of trauma. And I think the mistake I make sometimes is just giving them the benefit of the doubt or over empathizing. Like, we all go through shit, and this person will be fine. We're just going to cruise through this. And then you're like, oh, it didn't work out. It was probably because of the trauma.
Right. It's like an optimistic nature that I imagine you have, but I also have. It can kind of make you a bit too hopeful. Where it's like, you see the writing on the wall, it's like, this isn't going to work, is it? But that's why I take on the frame that everything is practice for the big game.
Yeah.
Where I take the frame, everything is practice for the big game. So I genuinely feel like every woman who it didn't work out with, who I really connected with, it wasn't supposed to. Because I learned a huge lesson for each one of them. It made me a better coach. Because for each woman who it didn't work out for me, because I've been single, it didn't work out for like different reasons. It wasn't like the same thing. Because like I pride myself on not making the same mistake twice. I pride myself on that.
Right.
And it's like, but every time it was like a different reason. It's like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Huh.
Yeah. I think the mindset I try to keep is God doesn't introduce you to people on accident. He doesn't make mistakes with those plans. There's a reason you've engaged this person and they matter to you.
Right.
And it's because there's something to be learned or understood from that situation. And to your point, I kind of usually find one, maybe two people I really vibe with a year when I'm dating, and usually those are the people I learn the most from. Right. From insight.
I would say that those people that you really vibe with are probably tier 1 connections. My coach would define a tier 1 connection as someone that you can really love. Right? He calls tier 2 the danger zone because it's so close to tier 1 that it feels like tier 1, and you don't really have that type of connection with them.
Yeah.
His like tier concept was one of his best concepts he created. I almost redid it, but I was like, this is good enough. I don't need to redo it. I'll just give him credit for it. But yeah, like my past relationship was tier 2. Mother of my child's tier 2.
Okay.
So it was something that I remember in that relationship there always felt like there was something missing on my end. I'm sure on her end too. But I was always like, what is it that's missing? I love this person, but it feels like there's something missing.
It throws me off kilter when I'm in that situation. I'm like, something's off, but it doesn't feel bad. It doesn't feel like anything's wrong.
Right.
It just feels like there's like a component missing from this engine.
Yeah, that should be here.
Yeah.
And it's hard to identify.
And then the longer that connection goes through, the more you kind of see it, the more it creates problems. And then
my coach, when he met his wife, I remember him telling me that he was like, he called his mom, and he was like, everything was just so easy.
Yeah.
And I don't think easy in terms of there's no challenges. I think part of a tier 1 connection is you can be yourself with that person.
Right.
The rest of the tiers, there's an aspect of holding back who you are. Because tier 5 is just physical attraction. Tier 4 is physical attraction and you kind of like their persona. Tier 3 is physical attraction and you really like their persona, but you don't get any glimpse of who they really are, right? The persona is kind of their performance, it's their social mask. Tier 2 is you're physically attracted, you really like their persona, and you're finally starting to see glimpses of who they are, but you're both holding back because you both know there's judgment. I'll give you a perfect example. There was a tier 2 woman I dated. First woman I dated was tier 2, outside of my relationship. And I remember being at her house, and she was a pharmacist. And I remember her telling, like, she had like this HGTV or like some reality show on the television. And when I first met her, I thought that we could potentially have a real, I was still like in spiritual mode, right? Like I used to read into everything and spiritualize things, right? So we were actually born on the same day, same year. And I was like, what the fuck? Same day, same year? Beautiful girl. Great chemistry. I remember her Like I like theme parks, right? I've always been a big fan of theme parks. There's something about entering like a whole new world, right? Like if you've ever been to Animal Kingdom and see like the Avatar world, it's like, to me that kind of stuff is fascinating. I've always had like this big imagination since I was a kid, and I remember her judging people who went to theme parks when I was at her house. Now she didn't know that I liked them. She was just talking about how weird it was that people liked them. And I remember feeling like, oh, I probably shouldn't share that I do like theme parks, right?
Oh.
But that was like an indication. Oh, I'm holding back aspects of who I am. It's tier 2, right?
Okay.
I could share a lot, but like I felt like, oh, and it doesn't mean like, oh, you have this in common. That's not what I'm saying. You're not looking for, oh, I have this in common. You're looking for like, even if the person isn't into that, like you can still,
Right.
they still celebrate you being into it. You know what I mean?
They see you and they fully accept you.
Right. So you can be yourself with that person. That's my current understanding of it. That may evolve and change over time. But you know the vibe when you're with someone and you can just be kind of free in yourself.
Yeah.
You don't have to second guess yourself. It's just free expression. You can kind of tell they're the same way with you. They're comfortable around you, which I guess is another way of saying it.
Yeah.
Very comfortable around the person. And it can happen. You can be very comfortable around them very quickly.
Right, the flow state. You kind of get into the flow state very quickly and easily.
Right.
It's kind of like the best way I describe it. Like, you're with them, like, you think you've been on a date for like 1, maybe 2 hours, and it's been like 5, 6, and you're like, whoa, like, we've just been vibing this whole time.
Right.
Didn't even plan for it. It just happens. It just
Right.
flows. It's not even like a real logical explanation for it. It's just like a intuitive experience. You know,
Yeah,
that
it's
you
like-
just have to begin to understand.
It's almost immediate. Get a roller coaster. I'm gonna get a turkey leg. My, it's funny. But I don't do the roller coasters. Mine to go upside down. I don't like that shit. Everything else, I'm rocking with it. But
I'm sitting in the front row.
you're in the front. You got the hands up.
Yeah.
My man. But yeah, it's like it's this degree of comfort that you have with the person, that I think would define like a tier 1 connection. And like you said, you meet one person that you connect with per year. I think that's like you don't come in contact with tier 1 people often.
Yeah.
But assuming you're living somewhat of an active social life, you can come across like one per year. So it's not like if you miss out on one that it's like, well, I missed my opportunity. It's like, no, you'll
So
come
it's
across
like
more.
you would say like a normal flow of tier 1.
Yeah, around one per year,
connections.
right? So it's
Yeah,
like when you're looking from a
okay.
tier 1 perspective, like it makes sense that you would only
Yeah.
come across like one per year.
Because like
Or
meeting
2.
people, I guess, if I think about it, especially in the last year, hasn't been a problem for me. I can always, like, a month or 2 after a connection, meet someone new I at least like
Yeah.
and likes me back, you know?
Right.
But I guess that I kind of carried a bit of a scarcity mindset on the tier 1 aspect of it, not
Right.
meeting people in general.
Right. Someone said one per year. I would say like 1 to 2 per year. It could be more, Desmond. It depends on how social you are. It ultimately is a volume issue, a volume problem. But
Yeah.
for me, the cadence that I recognize is 1 per year. There's literally been, I used to say 4, but really only 3 that I've come across where I'm like, oh, and they're very different. So that tells you like, it's not a matter of like, do you have stuff in common with? That's not it. But it's comfort. You can be yourself. All 3 women I'm thinking of, very different. Couldn't be any more different. But for me, they were all tier 1. And it's subjective, meaning like a tier 3 for me could be a tier 1 for you. It's not
I've
a judge.
noticed that.
Right. It's
Like
not a
we
judgment of the woman herself. It's the dynamic at play. Go ahead.
Right. Yeah, I was about to say, like, I noticed that too. Like, sometimes from hindsight, I might be talking to my boys about the situation, or they might see her, and they'll be like, "Why her?"
Right.
They're
Right.
like, "Bro, what?" I'm sitting here thinking, "Damn, she's bad, bad." And they're looking at me like, "Nah, I don't like her face," and I'm like, "What the fuck?"
Right. Right.
I'm like, "Whoa."
Yeah. What's going on? What's going on? She ain't passing pass the sniff test real quick.
Yeah.
I
I was
get
like,
it.
shit.
I get it. Nah, it's a good. I think it's a good heuristic. It's a good framework for you to kind of like assess connections, but it also makes it like if it doesn't work out, it's like a bummer,
It is a bummer. It is.
right? Because you know it's gonna be
You
some
know.
time before you come across like now I'm at the place where like I know if it doesn't work out, like people aren't replaceable. By the way, it's not like, oh, I'll find this woman somewhere. No,
Right.
every woman that I told you I would probably never find a woman like that.
Right. It's
Every
like
time
water.
it's happened.
You never encounter the same water
Right.
twice.
But you can encounter another tier one.
Yeah.
You find
Yeah,
another tier
that's
one.
something I've learned. Is I can always have that experience again. It just won't be with them. That's
Right.
it's like a bittersweet acknowledgement
Right.
that yes, the next person will be better in different ways. It just won't be. This is the only time I will have this particular experience with this particular person.
Right. Yeah, and it's like it better in different ways. I know the woman that I've dated recently, it's the chemistry is very high. Higher than I'm used to. Higher than I've been used to historically. I didn't think chemistry can be this high. It's like very high. Almost like you can just know, like, oh, take every sexualized, like physical, like look fixation out of the picture. You would be fun just to spend time with.
Yeah,
Period.
yeah. That's a question I give a lot of my boys too. In the situations they kind of talk about, I kind of ask them. I was like, if sex wasn't a thing, or if it was on the table, would you want to hang out with this person? Like, would you actually want to give them your time? You know,
Right.
outside of that, like, strip away the sexual aspect of this connection.
Exactly.
Do you want this? And that's how you kind of know there's.
And that's the funny
actual
thing
connection.
with, like, with women who have a hard time abstaining. Well, having a hard time finding someone when they're abstaining. I'm like, it could be your personality is trash.
Yeah.
You're like removing the one carrot that you have off and you took it off the table. And it's like your personality probably isn't that great. To be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say I've had some good times with women, and I'm like, if I don't crack, I'd still have a really good time with this person. I'm still really glad I came out to meet this person, to connect with them.
Uh-huh.
But that personality has to be on point. You have to be an enjoyable person.
Right. Most people aren't, man. Most people are just boring.
You know?
Most people are
Yeah.
boring. Oh my God. I already blocked Tony. You just don't even worry about it. People leave good goofy shit in the comments. I've already blocked him. Before you even like added him, he was blocked. With him and his 41 followers, he can give advice to. But
Extreme.
But yeah, that tier one connection is something different. But I think that concept helps because it really helps with the distinction between tier one and tier two.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of the tiers, it's nonsense. It's not even really
Right. Those are situations you should probably leave
right.
more often than not.
Right. Like I might make a video about the distinction between tier one and tier two. And not even call it tier one, tier two, just because it's important. The rest of the tier is not even necessary to elaborate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, but that distinction between someone who's close and someone who's right there is really important.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's the distinction I have to work on honing.
Right. Right.
For sure.
Because if you get someone like there's people who I've known who like they're the man in the relationship or the woman in the relationship like it like talks to a past lover even if they're not like cheating or anything like that, and it's caused friction to the connection, and a lot of times that's an indicator that that person cannot be their full self with the person in the relationship with. And the sign of that is that they're with a tier two person. Ooh, that's good. So they're talking to that person in the past because there's a part of their identity that doesn't get expressed in the connection with you, and they have to talk to
Yeah.
that person to express that part of themselves.
Yeah, I could see that.
All right. You see how solving the actual problem is so important? Let's say someone called in because they had that problem. My girl keeps talking to this guy from the past, and they're not doing anything. I even look at the text, they're not doing anything, but she keeps talking. It makes me uncomfortable. It's like you think the solution is to get her to stop talking to him, but it's like, why does she feel the need to in the first place? It's possibly because she can't be herself with you. She can be herself with this person, or she can at least breathe into that side of herself
Right.
with this person. And if you were to take him away, y'all's relationship would probably crumble. Do you think knowing those connections only happen 1-2 a year makes you stay longer even when it's hours? No, I think people stay long because they need the person that they're with. I don't think they have the awareness of knowing that it's going to take they'll only come across like 1 or 2 people a year who they have the type of connection with, and that's assuming that they are actually actively like dating or like being social. But the whole like I stay too long, that's an attachment wound or a need problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something to think on.
Right.
Something to marinate on. But we can dive deeper into it on my my coaching call. Now I'm done with school, I can actually put some attention towards other things.
There we go. And you got to get that Substack popping, man.
Yeah,
What we
yeah.
doing?
I've been getting notes. I'm putting together the about and such. I workshopping the name, but what do you think about the coherent romantic?
The coherent romantic.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Coherent romantic. Does that hold any significance for you?
I think my goal is to bring some coherence into a culture built around chaos. That's kind of the
Okay.
motivating drive.
All right. I mean, you can always change it if you don't like it.
Say less. That's about all I needed to hear.
Hey, you can always change it. You know what
I
I
can
mean?
read a room.
Yeah, I mean, you can always change it. If you called it that, you can always like just change it. You know what I mean?
You can always change it.
You know. But here's the thing. Here's gonna be your problem though. How you getting traffic?
That's true. That's true.
That's
I've
gonna
been
be the
looking
question.
into how people grow their Substacks
Right.
and putting together my plan. A lot of it's kind of just tentative because I was focusing on exams, but now I can actually get into my research bag and actually understand how the platform works and how to maximize my success.
Yeah. Yes, the traffic thing is gonna be. I mean, I would just say X, man. Get on X.
That too. Probably do a
So
little bit
busy.
of both over time because I played around on Threads, but Threads is like great values X, right? So
I mean, Threads might align a bit better with you because there's not a lot of like healthy orientation on X, but Threads is like none of the thinkers on X are really on Threads like that.
that's true. And I did notice on Threads a lot of people will put up their screenshots on texts and just ask like, am I doing something wrong or what's going on in this situation? So
Right.
it's a good opportunity for me to engage with those and see if I can pull more people towards my content.
Right.
I keep giving the right advice or just learning how to communicate through those avenues. So
Yeah, that's how you ultimately grow it. Is like just keep responding to people who have problems up there. Same thing you already do, and then like give them very thoughtful answers. Engage with other people who may be coaches on that platform and add value in like their chats without a CTA. Just because they'll block
Yeah.
you. They'll block you for that. You just add value, and then
Yeah.
people want to just organically or natively follow you. They'll do that. But that's the grind, brother. You understand what y'all see built here this was over a year and a half now of consistency. I used to post for half my business. I posted twice a day, 2 videos a day of value, and then daily lives. So like this shit takes a while,
yeah, I don't expect Rome to be built in a day, but
right?
I'll probably put a plan together on terms of like content, writing, just focus on that. I do like writing, so once I get into a flow on that, my thoughts will just come on paper and it'll just flow. So I'll have consistent content at least.
Kiana shat upon your name for your Substack and then proceeded to give you a worse name. She said she has ChatGPT, the logic lover. I don't think that she has seen now that it sounds like you just love logic with that name.
No, yeah.
Yeah, I get where she's going with it. It's like, oh, I'm a logical person and I'm a lover as well, but it just sounds like you're just a lover of logic. So, but yeah, traffic's gonna be the biggest thing, and it's gonna have to be like the consistency is going to be the big part of it. Build that snowball up, and then make it happen. But yeah, we'll dive deeper into like your situation when we have our coaching call. I didn't know who it was. I saw like Daniel came through.
I used my slave name.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we'll dive deeper in it there. Also, people, whoever in the chat has like already got their coaching call, get your implementation package. Get that implementation package. I'm thinking about if I want to do the 3-month retainer with women. I need one woman to test that on. Keep in mind that's $1,500. So $1,497 to be specific.
I've had coaching before. That's a very nice price for, especially your quality of coaching. Mm-hmm. I've had some coaches in my time, and I've paid more for less. So
it's reasonable. I paid. Listen,
guys, if you've never had coaching before, it's a good price to get it at.
I paid mine $3,000.
Mm-hmm.
3 G's, and then I signed up for an additional month, so really 4. Now it worked for me because I became a coach, so it's like I done made that hand over fist back, right? So that was an investment. That ROI was amazing because I just copied his business model. But yeah, coaching ain't cheap. Not for a good one. Shit. Not for these prices. Just gonna go up. You know, we got that speaking. I might raise prices after my speaking engagement on the 23rd. You give me a picture of me on stage. We out of here. We're out of here. The price is going up. Don't let me hit 10K subscribers on YouTube. It's over for you. So I'm telling people, they be sitting on the fence like, oh, I'll wait to pay the 1 hour. I was like, all right, when you do pay it, that shit probably gonna double. So, but to get it while it's getting good.
Yeah, sooner than later. Always with opportunities like this, sooner than later.
Exactly. Yeah, bro. We'll chop it up on our call. What day did you schedule it for?
Next Sunday. I'm going to Apex for my brother-in-law's birthday, but I should be driving home Sunday, so I should be home in time for the call. If not, I'll be talking to you while driving. But
okay.
What do you use for video calling? Do you use Google, Telegram?
It's Zoom, but I know because I have AI taking notes for me on Zoom.
Okay,
I normally have my camera off though.
I have a phone mount, so I'll prop it up if I'm still driving. It'll work.
My man. All right, big dog. We'll talk then, man.
Talk to you later. But you handle these matchmakers. I know they need you.
Absolutely. Appreciate you. These are definitely matchmakers. Coach, I kind of deal on Groupon. I'm going to keep the promo code in for my... No, you probably can like Klarna my shit, right? Afterpay Klarna. I know they can do that with the course. I have to find out. Can you like pay in installments on PayPal? Because that's where I transact for like my coaching is via PayPal. But I don't know if you can do installments, Nadine? Okay. So I don't know why more people don't purchase it if you can do installments. So what are we doing? Klarna reports the credit. I didn't know that. Okay. Nice. Yeah. So, yeah, coaching. I don't know if y'all never bought coaching before. No coaching is cheap. I don't know of any coach, even like personal trainers, like coaching is not cheap at all. It's very taxing because it's hand-on. It's 1-to-1. All right, let's see who this person is. See who this person is. The price point may be lower for women for the 3-month coaching retainer, just because when I do it for guys, I give them like my course for free. I don't have a course for women. Might make one though. Might. But don't have a course for women as it stands right now. So the price point may be a little bit lower. For my guys, they're paying $14.97 if they want that 3-month package. That 3-month package is transformation. So that's what I'm selling. Transformation. Everything up to that point, it's like information. I believe you that coaching is not cheap and everybody can afford. Right, yeah. No pressure. You can't afford it. That's understandable. That's why I have it at different like pricing tiers, you know? It's like you can't do the 3-month. Cool, that's fine. Do the hour. People got 150. Met at Nashville, talk every day, see each other every month. Okay? And what happened? Except for Zion. Zion apparently has no bread at all. Him and CJ in the same boat. Him and CJ in the same boat. See if Shorty's still here. Yes, if you have a question pertaining to dating and relationships, a problem pertaining to dating and relationships, you can request up. I will solve your issue. You can also put your question in the chat. Thoughts on long distance? Eva, you gotta call people out sometimes, man. Gotta call them out. Long distance. Long distance is fine. I've changed my opinion on it. When I first started doing these lives, I was like, why are y'all doing long distance? Stop it. I have since changed my opinion. Long distance is fine, but you have to do it in a very specific way, right? What I mean by that is you have to be able to see each other frequently enough, and that just depends on what personality you have. Some people can't go more than 30 days without seeing you. Some people can see you once a quarter and be fine, right? It depends on the person. But 2, once you actually enter into the relationship and you're like, we're together, you're on the clock. Meaning, I would suggest doing what you can to close the distance within a year or so. If you're trying to stay in a long distance relationship for multiple years, like that's just going to fall apart. It's not sustainable. Okay, mods, let's chill out. I'll have y'all know, I've been changed my opinion on long distance. Been changed it. I played with long distance last year. Y'all were none the wiser. None the wiser. Because the only men I like are long distance. Why do you think that is, Maya? Why do you think the only men you like are long distance? And you got to be secure in yourself, because if you were insecure, you're going to start bugging. Right. Glad you said that, because I normally add that piece in there when I talk about long distance. If you're anxiously attached, it only works if the person you're with is secure. The person you're with has to be secure. If you're avoidantly attached, you can do long distance. If you're secure, you can do long distance. If you're anxious, you can only do it if the person you're dating is secure. Like, somebody in the connection has to be the grounded one. You can't be an anxious person dating an avoidant long distance. It does not work. You can't be an anxious person dating another anxious person long distance. It does not work. It doesn't. The distance itself is going to stress test the relationship. It's a point of friction. So it's not ideal, but it can work if you have the right strategy. You told me I'm avoiding because I like a little long distance. Yeah, you are. I don't like long distance. I may like someone who happens to be long distance, but my ideal would be for them to be closer to me. I begrudgingly will do it. I don't prefer it. Preferring it means that you try and keep people at a little bit arm's distance. I'm legally married but separated for 4 years. Should I tell only when I'm serious about someone? Yeesh. Why are you separated for 4 years, love? Why not just do the divorce? If when you say serious about someone, we gotta be very specific in our wording, right? If you are dating with serious intentions, you need to let them know immediately, as soon as possible. If you're just having fun, you don't have to say anything. But if you are dating someone, you can tell their intentions with you are to have something long term, they need to know that before they get too emotionally invested. I'm not, though. I don't mind long distance. I'm super open to it. That's all. That's not what you said. You said you like it. Now you're backtracking. You said you like long distance. That's different than being open to long distance. I'm open to long distance. I don't like it though. So distance doesn't work for anxious people? No. Again, unless you're with someone secure. You're with someone who's going to be consistent. Secure is like they're consistent. They're going to be a little bit understanding if you get like activated. Be able to reassure you a bit, but not reassure you so much that they're babying you. Because that's how you have to deal with anxious people. You can't baby them. You can't treat everything like it's a serious. Like a mistake that's made with when you're engaging an anxious person is people tend to over explain, right? They start to like try to manage the anxious person's anxiety by being super communicative. And you think that's a good thing. It's a bad thing because you're not help creating the conditions where they can soothe themselves. That's what they have to learn how to do. If you are managing their anxiety for them, that now becomes your role. And the dynamic will always be that way. You can't do it. You can be consistent, but you do not reward, what do they call it? What's it called? Protest behavior. That's what anxious people do. It's protest behavior. We missed our first court date and hadn't gotten the finances together afterwards. Okay, that's understandable. All right. But yeah, you gotta let them know if they want something serious. Most people I know that dealt with separated people got hurt, right? Because separated, even the word separated implies that it hasn't been long, usually, right? And if they were together for like 3 or more years, they have not healed from that situation. I like it for the right person, same as local. That's all I mean. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. If I say I don't want to date because of the distance, I just don't like you. Right. I like the local people in this area do too much. I don't like that. The space helps give balance. See, now you're going back to I like space. You see what I'm saying? I was with you and then you overcorrected and went back to. Now your reason doesn't make sense. I feel like local people in this area do too much. It ain't your area, love. I promise you that. Separated means you're technically still married on paper, right? I run a divorce clinic and someone was separated for like 10 years, just crazy. See, but the thing is, Smile, everyone feels that way about their area. Like any city where it's like dating, people say it sucks to date there. And there's some truth. There may be some cultural differences, but y'all aren't the only unicorn in y'all city. It's like someone is always having a better time than you. It's like I was talking to Cece. I think her and another one was complaining about like the men in California. Okay, while y'all are complaining, someone just met their husband in California. Someone else in California just got into a relationship. You see what I'm saying? So, how long is too long to get a follow up from a guy after a test? How long has it been? You tell me how long it's been, I'll tell you if it's too long. Let's play that game. Like imagine what it's like dating in a small rural town. Yeah, that's probably not fun. Let me see. People out here is not the problem. My problem is I suck at socializing. There we go. Yeah, socializing. I told y'all dating problems are really social problems. You're not being social, you're gonna have a dating problem for sure. You're definitely gonna have a dating problem for not being social, for sure. You haven't heard back from him in 1 week, Tiana? Go ahead and wrap that up. Curtains. Curtains. What do you mean 1 week? A week? Nah, you gotta hang that up. You gotta hang that up. I'll say any more than like 3 days, and even that's pushing it. Even that's pushing it. Even 3 days is pushing it. But build in some buffer. 3 days. Someone could have, could have been some issue. Could have been an emergency. Anything more than 3 days, you're being played with. You're getting played with for sure. Let's see if they connect. I don't like this profile pic for some reason. See if they connect. Nah, I'll drop them. I'm gonna go ahead and proactively drop. Actually. Go a couple of days without me, you can go a couple more lifetimes. Do y'all feel like it's absolutely necessary to talk to the person who you're dating every day? Every other day is fine. No, it's not even the avoidance talking. Are you sure, Eva? Prefer but not necessary. Okay, Rushi. Dating, no, but relationship, yes. I agree with that. Actually, I'm glad you made that distinction. Okay, you're a nuanced thinker like me. I like that, Lindsay. That's exactly how I am. Dating, I don't need it. Relationship, 100%. 100%. 100. Why are we not talking every day? In a relationship. What are we doing? Eva, do you disagree with that? Because if you disagree with that, that's definitely the avoidance talking. Right. Right. Super disagrees. Super says she can go a little further. She don't need the everyday relationship conversation. I'll be avoiding them because even dating, relationship, marriage, I need space. You can have space. I'm not talking about like we talk all day, but like we talk. In a relationship, really? I don't need that much space. I like my space too, but not that much. Because if I'm in a relationship with you, I like you a lot. You don't want to talk to a person you like a lot daily? It's interesting to me. Yeah, if I'm in a relationship with you, I wouldn't want to talk to you daily, for sure. FaceTime too. I gotta see you. Put the camera on. Turn the camera on. We're not even talking like just voice. Turn the camera on. I think that's where the codependency comes in, or what it represents. What do you mean, Eva? Explain yourself. Codependency. How we get there? That's extreme. Starting to use therapy words, codependency, because they want to talk to you. They're codependent because they want to talk to you. Even why you disappear? Explain yourself. Don't disappear in the chat. Where you at? See, that's why I've considered not doing the evening lives consistently. Like I may pop in from time to time, but it's probably not gonna be an every night thing. Because we just get worse calls at night for some reason. The daily lives are way better than nightly lives. The nightly lives, I gotta do a damn stand-up performance up here to make for a good live. We just get shitty calls normally. Sometimes get in the zone, so I won't call, not because I'm running, but my focus is elsewhere. Right, but you're gonna be awake for 12 hours. So your zone is the entire 12 hours. It's a long ass zone. It's a long zone. 12 hours straight of a zone? Interesting. You're focused for 12 hours, Eva.
18 sheets of drywall just sitting
Hey.
on the street.
What's
Now
up?
they're mine.
Danny brought me up here,
My boy.
but I won't stay long. I'm trying to go to sleep. I'm trying to copy Gigi and go to the gym at 4 o'clock in the morning, so I gotta go to sleep.
Okay.
But what I was saying is this, right?
Uh-huh.
I am not the type of person like that, be on my phone like that. So I can go 12 hours without like texting anybody, not just you, anybody, right? Especially if I'm working. If
Not
I'm
just
working,
you. Not just you. I'm not being avoidant. Not just you.
No, and I don't think it's avoidance though. It's like when I'm working, like I have this like I would call it maybe OCD. Like if I'm solving something, because everything at my job is like, I'm mainly solving things, right? I'm sometimes coding, but a lot of
Right.
stuff, something is broken. I need to investigate. I need to find a solution.
Right.
So when I get in a zone and I'm trying to like obsess with, I almost got it. I'm not gonna text, and the next thing you know,
The whole day has gone by. Just like today, I haven't texted him today. Y'all just reminded me that I didn't text him. So I'm about to send a quick message,
Right.
a quick good night message,
Right.
right? But I don't think it's me being avoidant.
Okay.
I'm more of like if I don't see you, then I'm not thinking about it. I'm like focusing on what's in front of me,
Right.
right there.
Right.
You know.
I'm with you.
And I think that should be fair. Like with my ex, and I think, yeah, that shit was not gonna work. Because he was hella anxious, right? So now with him, I had to give him my schedule and then let him know, like, if I was going to, like, the gym or I was, like, taking my brother to, like, soccer practice. Like, I had to let him know every time I left the house and things like that. And that was driving me crazy because I'm like, I'm an adult. I have things to do. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and keep, like, I don't know, like having you keep tab on me for your own comfort. And like, we're both adults. Like, we have things to do. I'm expecting you to do the same. And then when we have time, we come together, we enjoy it, we have a good time. But then we all have like our own lives.
I think.
Hence why I said
think-
codependency, like finding like what it means.
I think it's still avoidant, but not in the way that you're thinking about it. Avoidant people tend to not live in the present moment. So avoidant people tend to not live in the present moment. So they distract themselves. Oftentimes, we'll distract themselves with work. Right? It's like a strategy to not feel. Being productive means you don't feel. But you filling your time with productivity can also mean that you don't even create the space to even think about the person that you're dealing with romantically. So it still is connected to avoidance, likely. Because I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I'm ADHD.
What?
Right.
I'm sorry, I got sidetracked with my last comment. So I was having a conversation with Mr. I don't know how to front park, so I back in into like any spaces.
Okay.
And then she was like, people that do that are never living in the present. She just called me out. What the hell?
Right. So I think it's still avoidance. It's this tendency to always be engaged in something, always be busy, and then that's creating you don't create the space to feel. Maybe even to miss the person like that, right? So it's still avoidance because it's like I'm ADHD. I'm blanking right now because I'm tired, but object permanence thing is a thing for me, right? Where I don't really think about people like that. But even with my brain, I still would talk to you daily.
I mean, I talk to him daily. Don't get me wrong. I talk to him daily. But for me, it's like I don't see it as a big deal if we don't. Like today, right?
Uh-huh.
I haven't spoken to him today. Granted, I literally just got home, so I was all over the place today. And he knew that. I told him that yesterday. He knew that. So now I'm like, oh, wait. I have to respond to his message.
Right.
I think that's okay. Like, I'm not running away from, like, our connection. It's still pretty much there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like, because when you said it's not avoidant, that's why I thought you were going with it. It's like me implying that you're running. That's not necessarily what I was implying. It's just the second order effect of you being avoidant is likely you not even creating the space to want or even consider talking to the person because of your tendencies to not live in the present moment and to always be busy doing something.
So you're saying being busy is not being in the present moment? Because then I would think that if I'm in front of my computer working, I'm in the moment, which is work hour. Or if I'm driving, I'm in the present moment as I'm driving.
Okay, that's a good way. That's a good pushback. What I mean is you're not. in the present moment from the perspective of like not wanting to feel or creating a space to feel anything. So productivity becomes a strategy to escape feeling.
I'm not there anymore.
Okay.
I'm not there anymore.
Okay.
No, I don't. And that's what I'm saying, but it's not like it doesn't change. Like, when I say running away, I mean running away from like feeling what I feel for him.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? So it's like I'm not running away from that. Like, the connection hasn't changed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just that I'm doing this right now. I'm focusing on this. When I go to the gym, I'm in the gym. I don't really like to. I'm not going to sit there and like text people. First of all, I don't text. If even my parents, if I don't see you, I'm going to talk to you when I talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
That's just kind of how I am. And I feel like that should be okay. Like, I don't have to know your like every movement. Just like you don't have to know all my every movement. I trust you, you trust me. When we get together, we bond, we enjoy each other's presence. But I understand that you're an adult, I'm an adult,
but
and then we still have lives.
You still don't see that how that is connected to the avoidant fear of enmeshment and losing their independence and autonomy. You like hearing yourself. They don't sound like somebody who don't like losing their independence and autonomy. Take "it's you" out of it and just look at the transcript of what you just said. That doesn't sound like it's coming from someone who fears losing their independence and autonomy.
Okay, so I think we're mixing things up, right? Because if we are married or we're living together, that's different.
Right.
I'm saying like right now we're just in a relationship. You're like 15. I'm an avoidant. We've been known. I'm sorry.
But that's the distinction that we're making. We're making the distinction of like relationships and just dating. Right? So like what I was saying, what Lindsay was saying, her call out was dating. No, not necessary. Relationship, okay, now we've entered into like an agreement.
Okay, but I don't believe in, like, I feel like relationship is still very much so just an enhanced version of dating, but it's not marriage. Like, I wouldn't leave with somebody if we're just in a relationship, right?
I get you.
I feel like the full enmeshment starts when you guys are living together, which for me would be we are married.
Okay.
So now your life, like, I become a critical part of your everyday, because now we're seeing each other every day.
Okay.
Right in the morning, you're the last person that I see. Now I have to move my schedule around your schedule because we're trying to become one. Personally, I feel like relationship, yes, we're getting to know each other deeper, but there's certain layers that you won't have access to until we get married.
Okay. So you're creating artificial distance when you're in a relationship.
I don't think it's an artificial distance. Or maybe I'm just looking at this like logically. I don't understand why I should know your every move if we're not like in the same space all the time.
It's not this, but
it doesn't make sense.
We're approaching like extreme reach barrier. We're just talking about talking daily. We're not talking about knowing your every move. That's a different thing. Completely different conversation. Not even the same universe. Talking daily is not the same thing as knowing every single move of the other person.
Yeah, but then it turns into like, it feels like a duty. We have to talk every single day. That's why I asked you.
Now the fear is coming up. Now we're getting to the root of it. Now the fear is coming up. It's easy for an avoidant to be like marriage because they know they're far away from marriage. Shorty in the chat who's agreeing with you isn't close to marriage either. So of course you're going to agree like, yeah, if we're married, yeah. You're only agreeing because there's no fear associated with it because you're not even close to marriage right now. If you were close to marriage, you would probably also be like, well, do we really got to do all of this in a marriage? We really got to, be connected 24/7. It's like, no. I think that's still the fear that's coming up, right? Now, there's going to be an aspect of it where it's like, there's nothing wrong with what you're saying either. There's nothing wrong with it because it's like an anxious person, right? If when you become insecure, you're still going to have, if you're an anxious person, you become insecure, you're still going to have a proclivity towards like connection. You know what I mean? If you're an avoidant person who becomes insecure, you're still going to want your space. You don't just magically like, well, I don't need my independence anymore. It's like, no, you're going to still want that. So that's pretty much what you're saying. What you're saying is basically someone who's worked on their attachment style and they're still going to want their space, right? That's fine.
Right.
If you got with someone, like if you were with me, right, and I prefer in a relationship to talk daily, but like what you just said, it ain't that big a deal.
Right.
So if I was
and
with,
I'm not saying that, oh my God, hell no, I can't do this.
Right.
I just don't want it to be, and that's the question that I'm trying to ask you, as in like, is that like an expectation? It's like, no, we need to be talking like for a standard relationship, it needs to happen every day, or it's kind of like,
I think at that point you kind of come across
vibes.
compatibility, and you see what, how you can compromise with those type of things. But like I said, for me, do I prefer it? Sure. In a relationship container, absolutely. Do I need it? Prefer and need are two different things. I don't
Right.
need it. If I was with someone who doesn't really want that, it's like, okay, cool. I would want to know like what their cadence would be, how they would prefer to communicate. But that's really going to ultimately be a compatibility thing, right? Because if someone
Exactly.
it's really ultimately a compatibility thing. But it doesn't sound like you. Like, it sounds like your positioning is like, I don't want that. I don't desire that. But if I was with someone who I really liked and they wanted that, okay,
I
well,
wouldn't mind doing it.
just call me
Exactly.
then, or text me and I'll
Right.
respond. That's
But
fine.
I don't believe exactly.
Right,
Exactly.
that's fine.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't believe it's like it's critical. But
Right.
if it's like that's something that you prefer, then I would be okay with it.
Right.
But I've also learned that if it's like you're anxious
Yeah.
and you can't like handle your own reassurance and things like that, I
Yeah.
would not be
That's
the
a
person
different.
to provide
Yes,
that for you.
yes, that's
get
and you
what I
shouldn't,
mean?
and you shouldn't, because that's the thing. I need to make some more content on that kind of stuff too, like the separate attachment styles, because a lot of people are dating anxious people. You cannot reward that behavior. You cannot do it. That's the biggest mistake you can make. Is when they do the protest shit, the protest behavior, you cannot reward it. You can't, because if you do, you can't over reassure either. Because if you do, that just becomes your role now. They never learn to regulate, and they expect you to regulate them. You know, anxious people can only
Right.
co-regulate. They don't self-regulate like that, or they haven't really learned how to do it. So, and they're going to try more than likely to get you to regulate them, but it's like you can't. And you set an invisible boundary. An invisible boundary is something that doesn't really have to be spoken. It's just something you just won't do. It's unspoken, but it's your behavior. Like, you won't do it. Right?
Right.
So,
Okay.
so yeah, I'm with you. I think you're in a healthier place. I think it does connect to your avoidant attachment, but it's not a problem. Just like my desire to speak daily could connect to me coming from anxious roots, right? That's not a problem, because this you develop the work that you've done has made you more flexible. Did you hear me?
Somebody's wrong.
Buddy blowing
But
you up?
I'm gonna. Oh, somebody asked like, what was his whoever I'm with right now? He's at attachment style, so he's actually insecure, but he leans avoidant, so it works. Because at
That
some
may
point
work.
we
I'm about
both
to say
kind
that works for you.
Yup, and so he has no issue if we don't talk
Okay.
all day, every day, right? Because, I saw a couple of, you must not like him like that. No, I'm just not anxious and I don't rely on,
I hate that shit.
somebody's presence for me to be happy.
I hate that you don't like him for real shit. So, in dealing with him, do you ever feel like you're a bit more anxious?
I am not. That's the thing. Like, I've been so, like, calm. Like, I don't even think about it. It's like, it's so perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to jinx myself either. But, like, compatibility-wise, it's like it aligns perfectly. And we're just having the conversation when I told him that, like, these past 3 months with, like, the house purchase and everything else, I've been so, and then, layoffs and things like that,
Right.
being in tech. So I was telling him that anybody else,
No.
he was giving me just enough space for me not to freak out.
Gotcha.
And he taught me how to, like, manage my stress and, like, feeling, because I told you how, like, I'm feeling all these things that I've never felt before, and it's overwhelming. And he gave me just enough space for me to be able to do that
Yeah.
while still being there and, like, welcoming the little vulnerability I could give him.
That's what's up.
So
You
it's been
find out-
great.
Find out Eva gonna be the wild card. She'll be the first one married. Cece, you let Eva beat you. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Remember, Cece was the crowd favorite for getting married first. We got Eva coming out.
Finger crossed.
Fingers crossed. I
Finger
mean,
crossed.
it sounds good. It sounds good. I think, like, the shit sounds like it works. So,
It's working.
we had our conversation. You haven't said anything negative about this You haven't said anything negative about this connection yet.
Oh, no. I told you we've had an argument, and then, like, we've been having disagreement. I wouldn't even call it arguments because, I told you, language, if I get too upset, I can't speak English. I go full French on people, so I can't argue.
Right.
But no, we've had disagreements, and then we've been doing a lot of talking.
Mm-hmm.
We don't agree on some things, but we're able to kind of, like, understand each other's, like, point of view and also compromise.
Mm-hmm.
So I've done a lot of, remember how you had mentioned if you're, like, type A,
Mm-hmm.
you may want to be with someone who's a little bit go with the flow,
Mm-hmm.
right? I'm very much type A,
Mm-hmm.
and the man will just dilly-dally and vibe out
Right.
if he wanted to,
Right.
I'm learning how to do that. So now I'm trusting him a bit when he says, hey, let's just hit up the museum and then see what we're going to do after.
Right.
And I'm like, ugh,
Yeah.
okay. And then we have a ball and I'm outside for 6 hours.
There we
right?
go.
But then sometimes too, I'm like, hey, we need to plan this because I'm busy. So I'm going to need a little bit of, and then he also kind of bends a bit and, like, he follows some type of schedule when I ask him to. So we've been able to, like, find each other in the middle.
So y'all figuring it out. So were you on the live when me and Danny were talking about, like, the tier connection, like tier 1, tier 2?
No.
Okay, well, never mind. We won't get into it then. But no, it sounds like it works. You're having
Yeah, it's
conflict.
fun.
Sometimes people who will talk about your situation or a situation similar to yours, they'll describe it like it's a fantasy. Like, we never fight. We never have any problems. It's like, well, that's bad news for you. That's
No,
not good.
he's checking me. I mean, he's been
Right.
checking me, but then I've been very receptive to it. Because he called me out last time because he was talking to me about his father. They don't have the best of relationships.
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying to kind of, like, play devil's advocate a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then we were able to do it for a while. And then, like, in the car later on, he was like,
I ain't like
he
that
called me
shit.
out. He was like, I just wanted to vent and you will not let me have it, this and the third. And I'm like,
Right.
oh. So he was like, words of affirmation is not just compliment and support. It's also just letting me talk and accepting, me pouring my feelings to you. I was like, you know what?
Check them out.
I didn't know this, but
Right.
now I know I would do better.
There we go. I
So
think
he's keeping me on my toes for
Right.
sure.
I think he made that last part up, but still, that's that's dope.
Yeah. And I'm not, I'm still, throwing shade and he's getting used to it. Because he told me he didn't like it. But I can't help myself.
Oh, so like you joking on him and he's sensitive?
Oh, yeah. You know how I call that Super and Danny and CJ?
Right.
Like, just little things like that. I do
Right.
it to everybody. I can't help it.
Me either, man. Sometimes I'll say things to y'all in this life. I'm like, why the fuck did I say that?
I
But
love
it's like
to
I'm not
roast
thinking about it.
people.
Right.
Thank you. It's
Right.
like, it's a joke. Get over it. But then now he's coming around. And now he's like giving it back to me too, which I'm kind of happy. Because
Okay.
the blind leading the blind, right?
Yeah.
But it's like now I was kind of afraid that I might do it and then it would turn into an ick, a turn off for him.
Mm-hmm.
But he's coming around and he's like welcoming it and seeing that I'm not being toxic. I love a good joke. Like, if you give me material, I have to use it. How can I not? Like,
I'm with you. I'm with you more than you could ever know.
so, like, yeah, we're in a good space. We're in a good space.
That's good.
Now
man.
we just have to make it official. That's it.
There we go. I feel like you're close.
Yeah.
That's good. Keep me posted, Eva. I'm happy for you.
I will.
All right.
All right, y'all. Let me go answer this man because as we were talking, he was calling me.
You
So
calling? Go ahead.
let
Do
me
your
go
thing.
talk to him.
Before you get fussed out. Do your thing.
Bye.
See you later. Look at that. So we're gonna have a wedding to go to eventually, y'all. We need a whole chat popping out to Eva's wedding. Told you, if I played a part in y'all wedding, I gotta be there. And y'all getting married, if I had any hands in it, I need an invitation. I'm giving speeches and all that. So Maj, y'all gonna let Eva show y'all up like that? Danny, CJ, Hannah, Cece, Express, Kiana. Are those all my mods? Think. I need at least 2 of y'all getting right. Coach, have you been invited to a wedding this year? One woman from this live invited me to her wedding. I don't know if I'm going though. It's overseas. Like, I fuck with you, shorty. Not like that. Overseas. You pay for that ticket, I'll go. You pay for that ticket, I'll go. For sure. For shiggity. So yeah. See, I've had my hand in one marriage so far. They're not married yet. They're getting married. I'll say one marriage if this one happens. Quite a few relationships I have my hand in. I should probably like itemize them for marketing purposes. Responsible for 15 relationships and one marriage. CJ, you ain't really been sharing information about like your dating life, so I don't know what's going on your way. Will tell you, like I was telling Danny, you get what you orient towards. So if you're oriented towards tier 2, jumping back in the market soon to have a data since October. Okay. If you're oriented towards tier 2 or tier 3, that's what you're gonna get. I was oriented towards tier 2 for a while. Before I was like, nope, only tier 1. And if you're oriented towards tier 1, you know what you don't have? A roster. If you have a roster or you're entertaining multiple people, you're automatically oriented towards like tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, tier 5. The tiers are based on the connection you have with the person. So tier 5 is pretty much just physical attraction. So if you get with someone, you just think they're like, oh, she got a fat ass. You know, guys who are like, everything's the same in the dark, they're hitting tier 5 shit, right? Tier 4 means that you're physically attracted and you kind of like their persona. Your persona is your social mask, okay? So it's like, all right, I kind of fuck with shorty a little bit. Tier 3, so tier 4 would be like, maybe you met at like a club or something like that, right? Tier 5 would be like a prostitute or someone that you just want to get a nut off real quick. Tier 4 is probably like one night stand. Tier 3 is fling territory. So tier 3 is you're physically attracted and you really like their persona. So you really like their social mask. You enjoy the person. So you go on a trip out the country. I know some of the ladies here are solo travelers, so they know what I'm talking about, because women, when they're solo travel, they tend to act a bit differently. Not guarding the punani as strongly when their reputation don't take a hit. So it's your fling territory, right? Spend a week or two with the person, have a good time, and you come back home. That's for the people who get on these cruise ships, Carnival cruise. You avoiding hantavirus, and you get you a little shit on the cruise. You feel me? That's tier 3. Tier 2 is the danger zone, as my coach would say. So tier 2 is physically attracted. I need a Hanta honey. It's hilarious. Trademark that, CJ. Tier 2 is you're physically attracted, you like their persona, and you're starting to get glimpses of who they really are past the mask. But you still hold back a bit. They still hold back a bit, because you know if you were to fully be yourself, you wouldn't be accepted. That's the danger zone, because people who find tier 2 connections, they compare them to tier 3, tier 4, tier 5, and they think they found the one. Tier 1 is physically attracted, you really like their persona, and you see all of them, they see all of you, and you can be yourself with that person, and they can do the same. That's a tier 1 connection. That's the person you can really love and you can really be with. Now, you get what you orient yourself toward. If you're oriented towards tier 1, you'll find tier 1 connections. If you're oriented towards tier 2, you'll find tier 2 connections. People who want rosters, who want to date around, are oriented towards tier 2, tier 3. They're not oriented towards tier 1. They're too distracted to get a tier 1 connection, because there are tier 2 connections and tier 3 connections taking up all of their mental bandwidth. For you to really notice a tier 1 connection, you can't be distracted. You can't have your energy spread amongst many people. That's why I'm a proponent of dating one person at a time, if you are looking for something serious. If you're dating more than one person at a time, you're automatically not oriented towards tier 1. And if you want to find those connections, you can always schedule your 1-hour coaching call. This icon right here, you hit that at the bottom of the screen, that button at the bottom of the screen. Shoot me a message. I ask you about your situation, and if I can help you, I will send you a link to book your call. But yeah, that's the tier concept. It's very helpful for you to assess the connection that you have. But like, is this a tier 1 connection? Is this a tier 2 connection? Right? Tier 3? It helps. It definitely helps. Definitely helps. No more callers, though. Y'all know it's at 11 o'clock. Do they align with the stages? No, because it's not about development. It's subjective. So again, a tier 4 for me could be a tier 1 for Danny. It's not about the person. Stages are objective. Tiers are subjective. Stages are objective. So like your stage 2, period, right? Tiers are subjective, meaning like based on the connection you have with this person. It's like one man's trash is another person's treasure, right? The tiers is how you judge the connection between you and somebody else. Most people can't juggle objects, so they shouldn't be able to juggle people. So what do you be talking about, man? I imagine you at the crib being like, that's a good one. And writing that shit out. What do you be talking about, bro? What do you be talking about? I mean, yeah, it's true, but it's also like, what do you be talking about, man? I agree 100% with you. But also, what are you talking But yeah, I mean, you can juggle people if like if that's what you want. Just don't think it's people think that they're going to do that and then find like the tier 1 connection. It's like that's not how you find it. That's not how you find it. You turn tier 1 connections off that way. They'll be turned off if they know like you're juggling people. There might be some correlation between tiers and stages, actually, now I'm thinking about it. Ooh. If I can find that connection, I'm gonna have to lean into the tier framework a bit more. All right, what final questions do we have before I get out of here, people? What final questions do we have before I get out of here? Damn, I missed the tier combo again. Come on, Eva, dropping the ball. I can't date more than one person, though. Yeah, I feel you. I can, but I don't. Anytime I have, here's the funny thing about me. Whenever I dated, come across a tier 1 connection, I don't date anyone else naturally. It was I never like made the decision not to. It just naturally happened where it's like, I don't want to date. Like, if I come across a tier 1 connection, I don't want to talk to nobody else. Your stage affects what tiers you're capable of. I think your stage will denote who can be a tier 1 connection for you. It's like if your stage is a bit higher, then you're going to need someone who's a bit higher as well for them to even be a tier 1 connection. I have to think about that more because I just had that thought during this live. I'll have more certainty on that come Monday. I'll spend tomorrow thinking about it, seeing how those two things interact. I don't even confuse us with that. I like framework, Super. I think framework, you should like them too, right? You got a bit of the tism. I think frameworks, if you're neurodivergent, it definitely helps. But even if you're neurotypical, like it helps you get a bit of clarity. Like, tell me, the stage concept, I'm sure, helped clarify things for y'all a little bit. It helps you like see exactly where you're at and exactly where like the next step is. I don't know. I find frameworks to be very useful. That's why I was telling Danny to create his own because like that's an advantage I have over other coaches in this space. They don't have any frameworks. They just give advice. You need frameworks, man. Who is teaching y'all marketing? You need frameworks. You need something that people associate with your name. If somebody hears Spark and Safety, who the fuck do they think about? You hear Spark and Safety, who do you think about? Me, automatically. It's my framework. So it's like if you're going to get into this space, you got to have your own frameworks. You got to. They do the marketing for you. This speech I'm giving in Miami on the 23rd is going to be all about Spark and Safety. I'm already preparing for the guys to be like, that makes sense, bro. I never thought about it like that. Right. Yeah, that's the advantage I have over every coach on this platform. None of them have any frameworks. They're just always giving advice. There's one guy who I'm mutuals with who has like frameworks, but they're not good frameworks though. They're just like, he just cobbled some shit together. They're not sticky. They're not transformative. They're not like, when you hear it, it's like, oh, they have an aha moment. That's what you want. You want a framework that gives you like an aha moment. Stages give you an aha moment. Spark and Safety gives you an aha moment. There's more to come as I figure them out. I'm sure more will come now that I work with women as well. So I'll be able to create a bit more. To be determined. That's right. That's right. All right, people. That does it for me. I'm tired. If you're new here, make sure to follow. I go live multiple times per day, except for Sundays. But Monday, I'll be live again at 12 p.m. Eastern Time and 9 p.m. Eastern Time. If you want your 1 hour coaching call, if you want clarity, if you want your problem to be solved, this icon right here, hit that button at the bottom of the screen, shoot me a message. I'll ask you about your situation. And if I can help you, I will send you a link to book your call. Okay? Appreciate the mods, appreciate the chat. Happy Mother's Day to all who celebrate. I will see you all Monday. Y'all take care.